Alright guys, so today I had an interesting video idea, and I'm going to be ranking all of Albert Sandy's lies in Diary of a Wimpy Kid based on how believable they are. So we've got 5 tiers here. We have 100% believable, decently believable, and we have like could happen, but it's probably not that. It's probably not very true. Unlikely to be real, like yeah, it's probably got like a 10 to 20% chance of him telling the truth, and then 100% did not happen, which is probably where most of these lies are going to go. Alright, so the first one, I believe I've put them all in chronological order. First one is this guy got in a big hole and he just jumped out of it. Now I think I'd put this in decently believable, or not decently believable, like because it's not stated like how big the hole is. It's just said he jumped in a hole and then jumped out of it. It's really big. Now some people like Ronaldo and LeBron James, basketball players and stuff, they can jump really high, so I'm gonna put in because there's obviously a chance this guy could be like a pro athlete or something. Now he's probably not, but yeah, I'm gonna put it in middle tier. Next one is where Albert talks about a movie where this guy... Okay, this isn't actually a lie. Hold up. So Albert talks about a movie where this guy digs under the cafeteria with spoons. Let's say this is real. Obviously, if it's a movie, 100% believable. Let's say this actually happened. I'm going to put that in unlikely, because you could probably do it. It would probably just take ages, though. Like months of work. And he'd probably get caught by the time that, you know, the police discover his holes and he's trying to escape. Alright, the next lie is where Albert talks about the Silas Scratch, the creepy old guy with long nails at Hardscrabble Farms, who apparently uses underground tunnels beneath the cabins and sneaks into the cabins at night. I'm gonna put this in 100% didn't happen, because like it's just like, why would a school take a bunch of kids to a random like farm place with this creepy old guy that's trying to sneak into cabins and stuff? And yeah, why would the school probably wouldn't do that, as very unsafe. And in the picture it shows him coming out of a toilet, and obviously humans can't really like fit through toilets, so I'm gonna put that in 100% didn't happen. And it's revealed in the book that Silas Scratch isn't even real. It's a lie that Greg's dad made up so he could use a shower to himself. Alright, next we have Albert, talking to Greg and Rowley about an old billionaire who cryogenically froze himself. I'm going to put that in 100% believable, because it doesn't state that he got revived or anything. It's just stated that it's frozen. And it is true that we can actually cryogenically freeze people, we just can't really bring them back to life, so we'll put that in 100% believable. Now, Albert says in this picture that apparently we only use 80% of our brains. I'm going to put that in 100% didn't happen, because we actually use 100% of our brains, we just don't use them all at the same time. So, in the book, Greg thinks that we only use a certain amount, and if we used 100% we'd become like deities and stuff, but it's just not how it works. Alright, next lie is this guy who sneezed and then he blew his head off with the power of his sneeze. We're going to put that in 100% didn't happen, and this goes hand in hand with the next lie, which is that the same dude survived and now works at the local supermarket, which also didn't happen, because obviously you cannot survive without your head. We are not chickens. And the first part didn't happen, so the second part obviously can't really happen. So yeah, we're going to put that 100% didn't happen. Also, I've actually just realised I forgot about one. In one of the books, he talks about if you it was really cold at school one day, and if you spat, then your spit would freeze before it touched the ground, and it caused everyone outside to start spitting all over the place. I don't really know why the teachers didn't try to stop that. But honestly, I put that in decently believable because I feel like obviously your saliva is probably warm from being inside your mouth, but I think if you're in a cold enough place, like maybe the Arctic on a really cold day, I think that could actually happen. So just imagine that it's indecently believable. Next we have Albert Sandy talking about this guy who was sucked dry by a giant mosquito. I'm gonna put that in unlikely because I don't think it's 100% impossible that there could be monstrous mosquitoes like somewhere deep in the Amazon rainforest. Like I believe that possibly there could be like this mutated mosquito, undiscovered giant species that we haven't found yet, and it could have mutated to be even bigger, and it sucked this guy dry of his blood. So I'm going to put that in unlikely, but not 100% fake. Alright, next one we have Albert talking about this kid who got shocked by lightning while riding a canoe, and then he's given lightning powers. We're going to put that 100% didn't happen, because the Flash is not real. If you get struck by lightning and you survive somehow, most of the time you die, but if you do survive, you're usually just left with like those really weird lightning scars. Like, look it up. Lightning. Yeah, you usually just get left looking like this. So yeah, we're gonna put that 100% did not happen. Next we have Albert Sandy, who talking about this guy who was weightlifting obviously and apparently blew out his bicep. I'm gonna put that in 100% didn't happen because, well, that's just not how muscles work. You can't, like, you can tear them, you can pull them, all that kind of stuff, but you can't cause them to explode. Next we have Albert talking about Larry Mack, the guy that Greg's school is named after. Apparently buried half of his money under the school. I'm going to put that in decently believable because obviously these books aren't real. Larry Mack isn't a real person, and he was very rich, and I'm pretty sure in the book it's revealed he wasn't doing the best stuff with his money. So I'm going to say it's decently believable that he buried some of it under school. Under the school, yeah. And yeah, obviously it could just be a lie made up, and it probably is. These are all lies. But we're just going to put him, make it a bit more interesting. And then we have Albert Sandy talking about this school called Folsom Tech, where their lunch menu was composed by a famous chef. I'm going to put that, I'm not sure about 100% decently, probably just decently believable. Because it just says it was just said it was made by a famous chef. They could have just paid some guy to make a nice menu. It doesn't say that he makes their food all the time. And with the name of Folsom Tech, and it being like a children's school, like, well, not children's school, but like middle school, high school kind of thing, they probably have a lot of money with that kind of fancy kind of name. So yeah, we're going to put that decently believable. And then the last one is where he talks about if you fly around the Earth from right to left, it'll go back in time. Obviously, it's inspired by Superman. Happens in one of the older films where he spins the Earth backwards and goes back in time. 100% didn't happen because obviously time travel isn't real. That's not how it works. You can't fly fast enough to turn the Earth backwards. And if you did turn the Earth backwards, that wouldn't cause time to go backwards. That would just reverse the rotation and probably just cause a lot of problems for the environment. So yeah, this is my final ranking of Albert Sandy's lies and how believable they could be. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.